What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogre Boy and I'm going to be doing my review for the new movie Final Destination Bloodlines. So this is the 6th installment in the Final Destination franchise, and I have been extremely excited for this movie because I'm a huge fan of this franchise and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. In this movie, plagued by a violent recurring nightmare, college student Stephanie heads home to track down the one person who might be able to break the cycle and save her family from the grisly demise that inevitably waits them all. So this is a really great movie. I really love this movie and everything. I think this is one of the best stories in the franchise. I love that, like, how one person had a premonition in the 60s, saves a whole bunch of people from dying, and then death goes after all of these people. And this time it's going after a bloodline of a family that should have never existed and everything. And it's a really unique premise and everything. I love that about it. Like this has one of the best premises out of the entire franchise. The characters are really likable. They're some of the best in the franchise too. Stephanie is a likable lead character. I don't know if I say she's my most favorite lead though, because I still really like Alex from the first one and everything, and I like the girl from the second, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character from the third one. So I feel like those three are great, but this is probably the best one since Mary Elizabeth Winstead for sure. But you got a lot of really likable characters and stuff in here. And everything, and they're all really good and stuff. The death scenes are great. There are a lot of really good gnarly death scenes and stuff. I don't know which one my most favorite is. I don't really want to say either because I don't want to spoil it, but there is one of the scenes that involves an MRI scene, which is a pretty freaking cool scene, I'm not gonna lie. And everything, but the death scenes are pretty cool. There's also one with a garbage truck that's pretty cool too. But I'm not gonna say anything else about the kills or how they happen or anything like that. Tony Todd's farewell was done really well and everything. I heard that, like, his last line of dialogue, the directors told him to speak to his fans and stuff, and he kind of looks at the camera and says this line of dialogue and everything, and it's like he's saying goodbye to his fans. It's very emotional and very sad and everything. It hit me in the feels and everything, which is something a Final Destination movie has never done before, is hit me in the feels and everything. But it was a great ending to Tony Todd's legacy and stuff, not just as his character, but as his career, because he was one of the greatest horror actors of all time and everything. And this movie did a great job paying tribute to him. And everything. The soundtrack is excellent here too. They have a lot of really good songs. I was like really surprised, like, how many great songs were in this movie and everything. I think, like, as far as the music soundtrack goes, I think that this might be the best soundtrack out of the franchise as far as the songs that they chose for this movie and everything. Now, as far as the score goes, it's once again really good too. I think all the Final Destination movies have a pretty good score and everything, and hearing that ominous score playing at the beginning of the movie just brought back the nostalgic feels and everything. I was so nostalgic over this movie too and everything. And as far as negatives go, I will say some of the CGI was a little bit bad and everything, but all of the Final Destination movies kind of have CGI that's not that great, so it kind of fits in with the rest of the franchise. So kind of doesn't bother me, but it is noticeable at times and everything. It's not near as bad as the CGI in the fourth movie though, thank goodness, and everything. And I feel like it was better than it was in the fifth and everything, but it's got some good gnarly kills in this one. But all in all, I think that Final Destination Final Destination Bloodlines is a great addition to the franchise. It's easily a welcomed addition. I don't know where it fits in my ranking yet. I'm gonna have to watch the other ones again and then rewatch this one to decide where it would fit in my ranking, but I think it's probably at least pretty high, or at least somewhere in the middle for sure. But if it's But if it's in the middle, it's not because it's bad. It ranks up there with the best of the franchise. It's just as good as the first 4, really, to me, and everything. And I think it's one of the best horror sequels that we've gotten in a long time. It's one of the funnest movies I've had. Funnest times I've had at the movie theater in a long time. I absolutely love this movie. It's everything you want from a Final Destination movie. Cool twists and turns, awesome blood and gore, an engaging story, likable enough characters, and it's good and everything. It's really one of the best and everything, and it's the most fun I've had at the movie theater this year so far and everything. So I'd give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. Everything. It could drop or even raise up to a 10 on rewatch. It's hard to say. It could drop down a little bit, but I don't think it will. The Final Destination franchise is one of those franchises that is very, very consistent. I think all the movies are good. I think even my least favorite is an 8 out of 10, I think, in this franchise. Well, no, 7 out of 10 for Final Destination 4. But this one is really a good entry in the franchise. And if you haven't seen the other Final Destination movies, you don't really need this one to understand it. So, I was thinking you would, but you don't really, so that's also pretty cool too, and everything. It helps if you've seen the other ones, but you don't have to see it, and everything. But I would still recommend watching them anyway, because this is just a great franchise. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Final Destination Bloodlines. I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.